Raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Please state your name for the record.
Jeff Robinson.
And your occupation is, Jeff?
I work on a farm with my father and my brother.
And where were you on May 31st, 2001?
On the highway, picking up my nephew, my brother's son.
And what did you see on this highway that you're referring to?
We saw, when we were exiting, we saw the big rig that was in front of us that crashed into that school bus.
Okay, and what highway can you specifically tell me that you were on?
I think it was Interstate 540 at State Highway 282. I believe we were near Mountainburg, Arkansas.
And what crash time are you specifically referring to when you say that you saw a crash? Do you know approximately what time you saw the crash happen?
Approximately 3:30.
Okay. And when you say the crash, can you explain to me a little more specifically what you saw?
Yeah, so I saw the big rig that was in front of us. It looked like he was going pretty fast, exiting the freeway or the highway.
And how fast would you say he was going?
Off the freeway, he was still going about 50.
Okay.
Because we were going right behind him. We weren't really paying attention, and I mean, my brother looked over and was like, "Oh, we're going pretty fast," and had to step on our brakes a little bit, and we were going at least 50 by then. So he must have been going about the same amount of speed.
Okay. And please continue with your examination of the crash.
So the big rig was in front of us. Looked like he was having a hard time stopping. You could hear the brakes screeching. It sounded like they weren't working properly. And then underneath the bridge came the school bus, and the big rig was still going. It wasn't able to stop at the stop sign, and that's when it hit the school bus in the back. The school bus spun and it flipped over on its left side, and that's pretty much what we saw.
Did you see anyone getting injured?
Yeah, I think we saw a couple people getting injured. I couldn't confirm, but I mean, I'm pretty sure it didn't look like a light crash.
Were you able to see if there was any passengers in the bus?
Yes, they were. We were able to see they had the windows were not tinted or anything, so we were able to see children in the bus. Yes.
And were there additional passengers in the semi-tractor trailer big rig that you were referring to earlier?
I believe I'm not sure. We couldn't see the front. I only saw it. I'm guessing only a driver, maybe.
Okay. And when you saw the crash specifically, who initiated the first part of the crash? Was it the driver who was unable to stop that caused the crash, would you say?
Yes.
And when you were seeing these events happen, did the driver make an attempt to stop at all at the stop sign?
I mean, it sounded like I can't confirm if he was not trying to stop at all, because I did hear the brakes screech, so it sounded like he was stopping, but I mean, I don't think his brakes were suited enough to be able to stop at that short distance and that high speed that he was going still.
So, in your opinion, would you say that the driver was being negligent in his duty to drive safely on the highway?
Well, if you ask me, because I deal with construction stuff all day, that before we even use our stuff, we have to make sure it's working properly in order to require safety around the farm and to others. So, yes, to answer your question.
And in that duty, do you think that the driver is specifically held responsible, or do you think, in your opinion, that not only the driver should be held responsible, but the company who maintenances the cars should be held responsible?
I think they both should, the corporation, or if it's a individual business and the individual driving the car, because he could have made a choice to slow down way before if he knew he was getting off at a certain area.
Perfect. Thank you so much for putting on the stand, Jeff. Your Honor, I have no further questions.